I made this jig a couple years ago, and this works on the bandsaw to cut your dowels safely. For many years, I've been trying to figure out how to make this into a drill press jig. Of course, you can drill things on this with your drill press, but the one problem that I have is if you want to make several holes across here, it's really difficult to hold this in place. I've thought about putting jigs that will hold it in place on the top. I've come up with all kinds of things, but really, this is the ideal way, I think, to make a jig for the drill press. And that's because you can use tape around the edges to hold your stock in place, which allows you the ability to drill holes along the top without it moving. So let's go ahead and make this jig right now. To make this, it's relatively simple. You'll need to have a piece of ply with its flat. This is 1/2 inch, as well as a 1x2 that's at least 20 inches long and free of knots. I'll go ahead and cut this down to size, and of course, all materials and tools used will be on the website, which I'll leave a link in the description for you. I'm gonna come to my 1x2 and start off by drawing a line. I've got my square here, that's a 90-degree line. Now I'll flip this over. I'll put the point on the end like we would if we wanted to make a 45-degree angle, which is what I'm doing right here. This triangle here is exactly what I'm looking for. Now we'll go ahead and give ourselves a little bit of a gap. We've got 2 triangles. We're gonna do the same process all the way down until we have 16 triangles in all. I'll take 4 triangles, and again, I want to make sure that I get the nice machined edge that will be facing down. I'm going to use some super glue and wood glue to do this. The super glue will clamp the triangles down while the wood glue dries. I am using Loctite, which is the only glue that I found that will dry in 20 seconds. I'm going to go ahead and add some glue. I'm going to put this right on the end and make sure that it's flush on both corners. I'll just hold that down for about 20 seconds. And we're good. I'll go on to the next one on the opposite side. Now I'm going to do the opposite side the exact same way. Now I'm going to take a straight edge. I have a pipe here that I know is straight all the way through. You could always use a square steel tube. You could use a 2x2 as long as it's straight on all 4 sides, and you can depend on it. I'll take a 1-inch spacer. I'll just draw a line across. Now I'll take that straight edge and I'm gonna set this on here, and my pieces are gonna go on again with my milled side down against that line and against the pipe. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side as well. So I'll take my block over here, I'll draw my line across here, and I'm gonna do both sides at the same time. I'm gonna put my steel bar back on here, and then it's just a matter of going through and doing the exact same thing, but making sure that we push up against that bar each time so that we know that we are square. And it doesn't matter if we hang off the side as long as we are pushed up against that pipe. And then I'll take this off, add my 1-inch block, and I'll draw my line again. And I'll go ahead and finish this up. I'm sure you don't want to watch me do the entire process. We'll come back when this is done. Now, when you put your dowel in, you might notice that it's not straight or that it wobbles. And that's not because your jig isn't straight. Dowels are very rarely ever straight. But as long as we make our base straight and we use our drill press when we push down, it will squeeze it down and it will give it that even pressure to make it straight. This really is the end of making the jig, but right now I'm going to go over some techniques that I've come up with that I think will give you a nice straight cut, as well as not damaging your jig in the future. The first thing that I'll do is take a piece of tape. I think this is 1 5/8 inches. Each of our spaces is 1 inch. So I want to cut this in half. And I'm going to start on the dowel like this, and then wrap around one time and come back around to the top. I really want to make sure that that's pressed down. And I'll do the same thing on the opposite side. I'm going to really push this down, and that will probably cause my jig to not be straight. That's okay, because again, when I push down with the drill press, it'll squeeze everything down. Now the next thing I want to do is I want to put a piece of tape on the middle. And that's so that when this is pushed down, even that little tiny hair's width is going to be supported in the center. Any movement that I make needs to be the same along the entire path. I'm going to go down here, then I'll cut right there, like that. And I will add a little piece on the end right here and one over here. And again, I'm probably being a little too critical, but I want everything to be on the same plane like that. And let's say I wanted to go 5 inches in on both sides. So 5 inches in on this side is right there, and then 5 inches, it's gonna be right here. Now the difficult part isn't finding out how far over to make the hole, it's finding where that exact curve is on the top, the very, very top. So let's go over the drill press right now and figure it out. At the drill press, I've got a 3/8 drill bit, which is the size that I want to drill into this. And it is a brad point bit. You'll need to use a brad point bit for this to work, but I want to bring that up so that it just barely touches the wood. It's not there yet. I'll lock my table. Now I can take that point. I'll drag this across there and scratch out a mark right on top of the mark that I made. You can see my mark right here. And I'm just going to find where the center of that mark is. And it looks like it's 1/4 of an inch of a scratch. So I'm going to come in here at 1/8 of an inch. And that's going to be my center. So now I can take my drill press and I'm going to push it down to right above the surface. And I'll lock it in place. I'll come in here with an awl right on that spot. I can push this in and we can turn it on. And there we go, that's our center right there. The nice thing about the tape is I can move it down, I can keep doing that same kind of process until I get the holes that I need. That's probably one of the straightest holes that I've made. When you're done, you'll want to flip this over and drill it the other way because we've just made a little tiny hole at the bottom of this so that we can drill back up through it to minimize any kind of tear out. But that's what I've got for you. Let me know down below in the comments if this works for you. I think it works for me. I'm always open to other ideas. If you've got another idea, let me know. Thank you so much for watching and keep making things.